Yep.
Alrighty, well then, whoever that guy was, this is a membership card from the British UK fan club. And here's another wrapper for the Hard Day's Night cards. Another program. Blackpool. Isn't that nice? I like that photo. Look at those guys.
It is nice.
They're just beaming. This is from the American fan club. The actual script to A Hard Day's Night. Would you like the script to A Hard Day's Night? Man, what is this? Oh, these are the Hard Day's Night. So they came out with 3 sets, and then they came out with Hard Day's Night cards. Little blips on the back, kind of talking about the photo. Famous shots. I love those shots. Those are immortal. Now here's something to you from the Beatles. It's a all kinds of Beatles cool stuff you can get. We got the button. We got the dolls. They didn't get the head one. And then the flasher buttons. We got most of these too. Most of the flashers. Only 59 cents.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. More tickets. Vancouver. Here's their early card, promo card for Parlophone. I can't even pronounce it. Anyway, that's a reproduction. For a real one. And then they came out with color cards. Little cool facts on the back. I saw there was a Colbert show and he had Paul was on there, and he had one of these cards that talked about Paul, and on the back it says, what does he like to eat? It says roast beef.
Yeah.
He was bad, back before he was a vegan. Actually, you know, that might pay off. He's looking pretty good for as old as he is.
Yeah.
So maybe there is some of that vegan stuff.
That's true.
I like my cheeseburgers. Color photos. So we have all the original wrappers. And another Beatles show. 65? Okay. And this is the program. John did the artwork. There's a ticket from the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Christmas time is here again. He was a very talented fellow. Shea Stadium. Here's the ticket. What is this? Oh, another set. They came out Beatles Diary. I think this was the last set. There's all about him. Yep. Very nice, very nice. So we have all the cards. Oh, remember the club I was telling you about? Tortured my mom and let me join? This is it. The Beatles 6. I just bought Help.
Capital.
That was the latest one they'd come out with. And I remember I also not only got the Beatles, I got the soundtrack to Goldfinger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Bond was real big, and I love that song. And so yeah, I got that and something else I don't remember. Here's another thing from the American Club, Beatles Bulletin. And this is an actual advertisement for Rubber Soul. Here the Beatles sing Girl. And all right, this was their last tour they did of the UK. This is where they were traveling with the Moody Blues.
But they went on tour with the Moody Blues?
Yeah, in England. Yeah, that's actually the original Moody Blues. That's another thing too. We have all the Moody Blues albums in the other collection, but it's more of the psychedelic era, the late '60s. This was like the first incarnation when they did "Got It Better Go Now."
Yeah.
And it came with a poster. We got a poster.
Oh, cool.
And here's one from Portland, Oregon. And this is the actual handwritten lyrics of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by John.
Wow.
Isn't that nice? Now, one very similar to this for a day in the life just sold at an auction for over $1 million. $1 million!
Damn.
Yeah, but it was a day in the life. But it was around the same time period and looked really similar to this, too. Of course, this is a copy. And this is a funny thing that came out because the Beatles kind of disappeared for a while in late '66. So what are the Beatles hiding from you? He says, here's Paul with a mustache. You know, so, and we found out they came out with this, Strawberry Fields Forever, with a sing-along, the words. And these guys, the Monkees, they were big. They were huge. I actually bought their first 2 albums too. So very Beatley. A lot of their songs were written by Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, but they were all really catchy. They were really poppy and not bad. And that takes care of that book. Now these next ones we can go through pretty quick because they're just magazines. Now this one I had made. This cover here. This is a homemade jobby. But this is a real one. This is a Beatles binder. Paul with a cigarette. I mean, and these are the magazines from that time period. 64. They came out with like a million magazines. I can't tell you how many Beatles magazines came out. I mean, they were hot. I mean, everything they sold a million of. So, I mean, there's probably a million of these still laying around. The wig. We got the wig. Date book. The original. Oh yeah, there it is again. And we have these. Actually, we have this. We have the first edition from the UK with this, and in the first edition, it has the introduction by Paul.
Wow.
And later issues, towards the end, had Yoko. Yellow Submarine magazine. Paul is dead. Smothers Brothers. I used to watch them. They were great. They got canceled because it was controversial. But that was the first time I got to see Hey Jude. And then the following week after the show, that George actually showed up there live and told them to keep up the good work. Okay, this is another version, but as you see, the airbrushed out the cigarette.
Can't have the kids.
No, the little girls. Mostly little girls had these.
Yeah.
I mean, I just remember they were blue, but all I got is some white ones. And Meet the Beatles, and oh boy. Okay, so what's ahead for the Beatles? When he died, there was a lot of crying around my house, and it was just a dark winter. And the Beatles had come on in February of '64. It only been a few months, but it was just such happy music, and it just kind of lifted your spirits, and it just showed me that. We were all going to be able to smile again,
Yeah.
It was just, they came along at the right time. They really did. And as I got 2 copies of that, it's a long story, but I just wanted to replace it. And just more Beatles magazines. They're all interesting and all from around '64. Elvis versus the Beatles. Dave Clark 5. It was so funny because in school when all the little girls had all those their fistful of Beatle cards, and we didn't know what to think of it. And me being a jerk, like I've always been, I started teasing the little girls, saying, "I like Dave Clark 5 better." And they go, "Why?" He goes, "Well, because there's more of them. There's 5." And just to be obnoxious. Okay. Well, I think that'll do it for today. What do you think?
That's quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah. So.
Well, all right.
We'll tune in another time for Beatles Part 6.